It is such like an interesting place. I think you grow up with a place and you don't necessarily see it that way anymore. My name's Gabriella Trujillo, future caretaker of this weird place. My grandparents bought it in the 60s. My grandmother and grandfather both grew up gardening, and I think they were pulled to grow things and to have land and to have space. They didn't know that the peonies were here, and then spring came, and then the peonies came up. I guess it just blew their mind. You think you'd mention like an acre of peonies. A lot of these are probably 100 years old, these plants. We're also open to the public for Memorial Day weekend. 2020 would have been the 50th year if we had been open, and it has served for those 50 years as a gathering place. La Resolana farm is gathering place in the sun. It's like kind of the rough translation. So it has always been that. Typically in a weekend we have 400 to 500 people come. And then in 2019, I think it was probably my fault because I think that's the year that I made a Facebook page for the farm, and it just exploded. Like everybody wanted to come and take their Instagram photos. I mean, we had 5,000 people come that year. So that's 10 times what we're used to. So we started reassessing things that year, and then COVID happened as well. And these 2 years have been good to rethink of like what we're doing and what our plans are. This house here, actually, we call it the Homestead House. I think it's from like the 1880s. It is where the family that originally settled this place, where they lived.
Are there other spots on the property that you consider to be like especially magic when you were a kid?
Yeah, I'll show you. It felt like an emergency when my aunt reached out to me. The orchard isn't getting watered. Can you come help? And then I came here thinking that the issue was going to be water, and it is, but it's like, yeah, it's so much more than that too. Realizing that this place needs more care than it's been getting, and I thought that was going to be in 5 years. I didn't think it was going to be like now. Yeah, maybe it just needs, oh, it looks like a mouse nest, but. It has been this odd passion project of my grandmother's, taking care of it pretty much full time for 40, 50 years. My grandfather, it's been his whole life, helping my grandmother take care of it. I mean, I've heard people compare it to like taking away your grandparents' like ability to drive and things like that. It does very much feel like that. We've talked about water my whole life, that it was going to be getting more and more scarce. This actually used to be the irrigation ditch. And it was like established before Colorado was a state. Like this whole community sold their rights to the water in like the 70s. And I think that did change the landscape a lot, not having the water come through here. We've been in a drought my whole life, so I don't know what a not drought looks like. And the amount that we've been given, it gets less and less every year because there's just less and less water in the water table. I mean, all the rain we've gotten this year has been really great. Other years we get no rain or no snow. This is the floodplain of the Arkansas River. Yeah, and there were so many like historic farms like this settled here because this area was once fertile, and now it's struggling. It feels monumental, just obstacles trying to figure out how to keep this place going and like what it looks like down the line. And this year has definitely felt exhausting, but then actually physically being down here, it feels sacred and like worth saving.